I had a friend of mine contact me about how to sharpen a knife with a triple oil stone. So I have a triple oil stone. I've had this one for over 20 years using the original stones on it. If you follow my basic methodology on how to do this, you'll have long life and be able to use this stone for hopefully over 20 years like myself. This is a triple oil stone. If you look at it, it has a coarse stone here, a medium coarse, and a fine stone. So what you'll do is you have this, and you have to have a reservoir in it, and you fill that reservoir with oil. The oil that I use is transmission fluid. You say transmission fluid. Well, the reason I do that is because it's designed to move the metal away from things and not let it bind to the stone. So make sure, you really have to make sure that when you're done sharpening your knives using transmission fluid, that you wash them very well in warm soapy water. You don't want to be eating any transmission fluid. So at the end, you wash all your knives. Now let's talk about the knives. You have slicers, you have French knives, you have flexible boning knife, you have a rigid boning knife, you have paring knives. All of these, they sharpen the same way. You just do that. And what you want to do is you want to use this stone. Now, I've looked at some videos on YouTube and they all had whetstones, and most people, you're only sharpening one little thing. For a triple oil stone, this is an 11-inch stone, and you want to use the full stone. You don't want to use the middle of the stone, just the middle, otherwise the stone will look like a swayback horse, and there's a video on YouTube that has that. So what you want to do is you want to look at the full stone. And so to do that, you'll start at the corner of the stone and then go all the way to the upper corner on the other side. Now I'm right-handed, so I get over here on the left side of the stone, and then what I'll do is, you need to also make sure that you have paper towel so that when you're sharpening the knife you can just wipe it off and at the end throw the paper towel away. You don't use your regular towel, so you have to wash that oil out. So we're going to set the knife at the first stone, and it's almost going to be flat on the stone, 3 to 5 degrees. You just want to draw that all the way across, okay? And then on the back side, draws it all the way across. And as you look, you'll see the oil runs up almost high on the blade, and that's why the full blade is touching that oil stone. When you go to the medium stone, you're going to come up a little bit higher, trying to keep this hand flat and the same plane as the stone. Your right hand, the knife holding the handle of the knife. And you're going to come up about a penny. Now you see where the reservoir that I have the oil in has given me oil already on the stone. That's why you have that reservoir, the oil down in here. So now I come up about a penny, or about 10 degrees, and I run that knife all the way down the full length of that stone. And again, you see where the oil comes up. It's not quite as high, but it comes up again. And what you're going to do then, after you've done about 30 swipes to 50 swipes on each side of the knife, you'll go to the fine stone. Oil is already up from the reservoir, and then you're going to come up about 2 pennies high. And what that is about like right there. You'll come up just about 2 pennies high, about 15 degrees, maybe 20 at the max. And you're going to take that knife and do the same thing. And what you're doing is you're bringing that knife edge down. You want to bring it down gradually till it comes to a nice fine point. So we'll take that and we'll draw that knife all the way across that full stone. Okay? And then at the end, once you've sharpened about 30 times on each side of the knife, on each stone, you should have a fairly sharp knife. And then you're going to finish the blade, and you finish the blade using your steel. The steel is not for sharpening, it's only for honing and finishing a blade. And if you see a steel, it usually always has a thumb guard, whether it's a large commercial model like this or one of your residential models. It has a thumb guard, and what you want to do is set your thumb down in it so that as you draw that knife down that stone, or down that steel, you're keeping your thumb, this hand, protecting your left hand. And then what you'll do is you'll set your thumb, set the knife on the steel, and draw it down like clockwise, counterclockwise, excuse me. And you'll just do that, and this hand stays stationary. And when you're done, you should have a knife that is sharp enough Terry, to shave the hair off of your arm. So make sure at the end that after you've sharpened all your knives, that you wash them very thoroughly with warm soapy water and enjoy a good sharp knife.